Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, Cap Social Network. So, in today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that is somewhat touchy to some men, specifically in the African American community, due to there being so many guys that are either playing the role of being stepfathers. And let me clarify once again and elaborate. Just because you may be with a woman with kids, you may date a woman without kids, fellas, that doesn't make you the stepfather quite yet. Instead, you have to wed that woman with kids from either a previous relationship or marriage, give her, either her child or children, your name, your last name, by going before a judge to do so, and as a result, getting a full adoption of those kids, full custody of those kids. Then you're officially the stepfather, as opposed to anytime you're dating a woman with kids by somebody else, you're usually just those kids' mother's boyfriend, if that makes sense. Anyway, in today's video, I wanted to do a series, show some clips on behalf of a series I decided to create on behalf of Diary of Being a Stepfather, due to all the hardships it comes with. Because fellas, how many of you can relate to being a stepfather and actually being with a woman whose kids are still living with her, and going out of your way to take on the role of the responsibilities that the biological father isn't partaking in or never has partaken in? Because a lot of these, let me just call it a whole lot of these biological fathers are deadbeats. And in some cases, and to the extent that some guys that are stepfathers take on more fatherly responsibilities of being an actual father to their stepkids, as opposed to the kids' real father, or in most cases fathers. But fellas, how many times have you went the extra mile to take care and do for either your wife's or girlfriend's kids from previous relationships, or a previous relationship? That's if she has just one kid, although the majority of these women nowadays may have upwards to 7 kids by different dudes. Because I work with one who has 7 kids. This happened to marry a guy who she didn't even have all her 7 kids by anyways. And I digress. How many times have you went out of your ways, fellas, brothers, to do for a kid that's not yours, only for that kid, and still had that kid stand in your home with either your wife or your lady, only for that kid to not even acknowledge your presence, only for that kid to go out of their ways to not greet you whenever they may wake up during the morning, even if you may be the first one to greet them, or just for the most part show how much they still don't appreciate you and don't like you, never will like you. I know that sounds pretty harsh, but it's the truth of the matter. With that being said, I wanted to show around 4 clips, all via TikTok, some pertaining to Kevin Samuels giving his perspective on how worthless it is in being a stepdaddy. Also, a fellow content creator by the name of Kevin Wesley talking about his experiences of paying for his girlfriend's daughter's wedding, only for her actual father to want to partake in the wedding. By the way, her father, who is a straight up deadbeat. And I also want to show you another clip of another content creator. I believe he's a TikTok content creator, and his channel, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, is Black Men Messenger, giving his full perspective and feedback on being a stepfather as well. With that being said, here are the clips, ladies and gentlemen.
Really, Ava?
He's not. My dad's in jail and I miss him.
Let me start off by saying that all children are a blessing and a gift from the Most High, and they deserve to have a mother and a father present in their life. That being said, to be a stepfather for a man is a lot of risk and not necessarily a lot of reward. And let me explain why. Number one, you're taking on the responsibility without the authority. Number two, pretty much you're not her first choice. Number three, you're starting from third place. Number four, most men want their own family. And number five, you're raising another man's legacy. And bonus number six, the child is always going to seek out and make reference to the biological parent no matter what. So let me explain, starting with number one, responsibility without the authority. You, as the man who is with a woman being a stepfather, you have all the responsibility of taking on being a role model, a positive male figure, and somebody who's going to help support her in raising her child. However, you cannot punish that child. You cannot yell at that child. You cannot discipline that child. You cannot spank that child. And anything you do anywhere near remotely to that will cause conflict. The mother will not have it. She will go off, and it will cause friction between you and the mother. That's number one. Number two, plain and simple, you're not her first choice. Whether you came along after and all that, the person that a woman gives a child to first, whether she knows it subconsciously or consciously, it's saying, this is the best I can do. This is the shining star. This is the man whose DNA I want to procreate and bring life forth with. So anything after that, back of her mind, that's her first choice, was the man she gave a baby to first. I don't care what they tell you. Number three, you're starting from third place. Now, naturally, people are always going to put themselves first. So as the man coming in a relationship, the woman coming in a relationship, odds are you're second place from the beginning. But with a child or with children, if she has more than one, that means you're in third place, fourth place, fifth place, because any mother of honor and respect is going to be putting her child first. That just is what it is. You're not going to have the spontaneity. You can't just say, baby, put on a dress, let's go out to eat. None of that. You always have to have provisions in place for the child that she has or children she has. Number four, most men want their own families. Most men want to come into a relationship with a woman who has no children, and man, woman, create child, children, family, nuclear unit. They don't want to come into a batteries included situation. I know women don't want to hear that because the majority of y'all have children already and are not with the man you had the child with. But that is the truth, okay? And last but not least, you're raising another man's legacy. All of that money, all of the taking the kid out to play basketball, all that, the real factor of it is you don't have rights to that child if you and the woman don't work out. So you can pour love and time and energy into this child, but at the end of the day, if you and that woman break up, you have no rights. You have no custody, you have no power, you have no connection if she chooses not to let you have it. So you're investing in something that can be taken away from you at any given point. And more importantly than that, if you try to do something like discipline and there's a man that's actually involved in the life of that child, now you face the wrath of the father, the real biological father. Because some of these men like myself, you do something to their kid or say something to their kid, they will pull up on you. Okay? So that is the main thing. You're raising another man's legacy. Your finances, your time, your energy is going towards another man's child. And a lot of women don't want to hear this, but this is what I would say to women who have children. Your best bet is to get a man who has no children already. Because a man who does have children is automatically in the back of their mind saying, all of the money, all of the time, all of the energy I'm putting into someone else's child, I'm taking away from my own. So like I said, there's a lot of risk that comes with being a stepfather, and there's not as much reward.
Now, I do agree, ladies and gentlemen, 100% with the game this brother just provided, because it's just no benefits of being when it all comes down to of being a stepdaddy. Period, point blank. And I also wanted to say this as well. I also wanted to give my 2 cents once again on this topic, that I could see to a certain extent, fellas, of you dating a woman that may have a husband or boyfriend who she may have had her kids by previously to meeting you or prior to meeting you, that may be deceased, unfortunately, or may happen to have a husband that's still alive that she's divorced with, that she has no communication or interactions with, so be it. But the killing part about it is, fellas, a lot of you are dating these women with kids by previous have been by men that they may have been previously involved with, and in some circumstances are currently still involved with on the side. Because whether you know it, fellas, or not, and I will not quit stressing this enough as well, some of these same women who you may think that you're dating, who may have kids from either a previous relationship or in some cases marriage, are still screwing the guys, so the kids' fathers. And this is on behalf of women with several kids by more than one man. If she's not screwing all of them on the side, she's at least screwing one of them. I know you hate to hear this, but it's the sad reality. And I'm calling a spade in the same breath. Anyways, let me show some more clips, around 3 more clips pertaining to this here topic.
Aren't being stepfathers no more because they see that it doesn't work. What's the thankfulness you get out of being a stepfather? You still get blamed. That's why, just like you don't want to deal with baby mama drama, nobody want to deal with ungrateful baby mamas.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like it or not, our culture is not one that women feel like they need to do something for a man, compete for a man. There are women in this world, in this country right now, who earn 10 times what you do, who come home and submit to their men. But because you got a little bit more money, it's like a lot more attitude. And I get it, but the question is, what are you individual women gonna do? Because at the end of the day, it's not working.
Right.
It's not working for your mother, it's not working for you if you want a different outcome. And that's what this show is about. Just questioning what you want. Because Brad, Lee, Ahmed, and Enrique, non-black men, they ain't coming. They ain't dealing with this.
By the way, that was the late great Kevin Samuels giving his 2 cents on being the disadvantages and cons of being a stepfather.
What is the advantage of being a stepfather? And now I say, what's the advantage? Do you think stepfathers are respected today in the black community?
Yeah, I don't think they're being looked at as no suckers though. Like, I mean, no, yeah. Yes. I'm gonna stand strong and firm.
You can stand strong and firm on everything I got. Then I want you to go ask 100 black men who are stepfathers, and then get their answers. And I'm gonna tell you, as a black man who was 1 from 10's line, it's a thankless job because the child knows that you have no real power. The woman knows that those kids are hers, and at any time she can choose to change things up. Men are just acknowledging it.
But that's why a conversation, that's exactly going back to the point, like a conversation needs to be had.
No, the conversation needs to be had. Yeah, here's the conversation. You go complete the family you started. That's the conversations that need to be had in the black community. You go get back with your man you made these babies with, and y'all gone off and get out of here. Let the single people get together. That's the conversation we need to have in the black community. Finish the family you started.
Now with this very last clip, y'all gonna really want to hear this guy's full experience in partaking, whose name is Kevin Wesley, and he goes into full detail about how he was dumb enough to pay for his girlfriend's daughter's college tuition, to put in college, and to be dumb enough, even more dumb and foolish enough, to pay for her wedding. The same daughter of his girlfriend's, whose father never partook in taking part of her life, doing anything for her whatsoever. By the way, his name is Kevin Wesley.
For refusing to pay for my stepdaughter's wedding because her real daddy is the one that's gonna walk her down the aisle. So let me tell you guys about my stepdaughter, all right? She wants her real daddy to walk her down the aisle. Now let me give you a little backstory on me and my stepdaughter. She just graduated from university, which I paid for. Now, she went to an in-state university, but it still cost me about $40,000. Now, I also bought her a car. I bought her a car straight after high school. That way she could go back and forth to school. I bought her a car. She still lives with me and her mother. She does not have a job. Now, she's set to be married on August the 8th. And for the past 6 months, that's all her and her mother been talking about doing. Being occupied with, being consumed most of their time. Now, her daddy, he don't contribute to not 1 cent on her. Not her education, not child support, which is partly her mother's fault because, you know, she didn't fight for that. And I guess that's just what the settlement was. And he only around to make promises. I do that for you, I do this for you, and then take off. And then she'd be heartbroken. But she adores her father, right? So, like I said, she's set to be married in August. And the wedding venue, I told them they could have it in my home. The wedding venue can hold about 250 people, right? Now I said, hey, I got a list of 20 people that I want to come to the wedding. I'm paying for this at my house. I want these 20 people to come. Do y'all know Saturday, I see one of my friends at the golf course, right? He's supposed to come to the wedding. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna see you at the wedding, right? He said, I only got an announcement. I didn't get an invite. I'm like, nah. I'll let my girlfriend and stepdaughter know to send out the invitations on these few people, and you're supposed to get an invite. He said, I got something, but it was an announcement. So we walked to his car because I want to check, right? And sure enough, it was an announcement. So I went and talked to my girlfriend and said, did you invite those 20 people to the wedding that I told you about? Man, she didn't invite none of them. She said 250 people was a little tight, and I don't think we can get your 20 people in there. Man, I was pissed. And the people that were supposed to come, they pissed as well. Then she gonna say if any of the people that we already invited don't RSVP, then we'll get some of your people in here. I'm like, what? Man, that's crazy, man. Don't even worry about it, man. I'll just be mad. All right? So now, the crazy part about it is, when I check the invitations, they don't even have my name on them. They have her real daddy and her on the invitation that I paid for. I paid for these invitations. How you got a real daddy on there, her mama on there? Cool. Couple days later, I'm hosting the venue at my house, hosting the wedding family at my house, okay? It's me, stepdaughter, girlfriend, groom, and their parents, right? Trying to help everybody get real acquainted. Then a surprise guest shows up, my stepdaughter's real daddy. And I'm like, you know what? Look cool. He probably just coming to the wedding, right? But tell me why my stepdaughter proceeds to stand up and announce that her real daddy is giving her away at the wedding. What? The wedding that I'm paying for, in my house, the daddy don't do nothing for you, is giving you away? And they were just so happy and smiling. Yay, great. Inside, I was fuming. Inside, I wanted to cry or punch somebody. Probably wanted to do both, honestly. So I took that time to stand up and give a toast as well. I said, I owe the groom and the bride a deep debt of gratitude because they have opened my eyes tonight. Oh, everybody at the table was just smiling. They have let me know that my position in this family is not what I thought it was. Oh, you should have saw the frowns, man. Now they mad. It done got serious. I let them know I am not the godfather or, the head of the family that I thought I was, the loved one that would be seeked out in times of need. Nah. I realized I'm an ATM. Yeah. So since I have been replaced as host of the wedding, I shall be relinquishing, giving my financial duties to the new host, and I will back out monetarily. Yeah. Yep. Now, after the announcement, a whole lot of snickering was going on around the table, right? A lot of mumbling, but they didn't say anything to me. Nobody addressed me now. Now, later that night, tell me why my girlfriend gonna come to me talking about how I'm ruining so much, how I'm ruining so much for backing out, and how her daughter ain't gonna have her dream wedding, and how her daughter ain't this and that. Okay, well, it's apparent that I'm not family in this family. So the family should take care of it, right? That's my stepdaughter. I mean, it ain't even my stepdaughter, really. It's my girlfriend. I just happen to be around her for the last 10 years. But tell me why the next day, my girlfriend trying to show me how much I'm ruined, right? She takes me to where they planning the wedding, and the wedding planner showed me, all the things they got going down, everything they got set up. I look at the venue. They got some father-daughter dances, right? 3 songs. All of them cater to her real dad, not me. I looked at the food they got. 2 of the dishes got stuff I'm allergic to in it. I just started laughing. Like, they want me to pay for this? His name on it, not mine. His songs, not mine. The food, I can't eat the food. And the 20 people out of 250 that I wanted, they can't even come in my house? Wow. Okay. It's wild, man. So I went on ahead and let her know I will not be there, and neither will my money. Yeah. And they would no longer be at my house either. And you would no longer be at my house or your daughter. Because, yeah, I'm not family. I'm not even important enough to be put up on the brochure. It's crazy, man. Yeah.
Okay, well, that'll wrap it up. That last clip, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, by the way, I do got more parts coming on behalf of this here series, Diary of Being a Stepfather. So make sure you stay tuned for more, and make sure you also stay subscribed to my channel so you will be able to get more notifications on when the other parts of this series will be coming along. Anyways, make sure you first and foremost like the video, you share, you comment on it, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, God bless.